Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, before you start the new topic, sir, can you just revise min max that previous topic once more, like the first
A-
maxima wala?
all the methods you want, or only first method?
This is the last method, sir. First maxima wala, sir. The least maxima wala. Can you just revise that before you start the new
Okay.
topic?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So these are all the methods of no finding a defudgified value. So all these are defudgification methods. This method is first of maxima or last of maxima. So you can either consider the first of maxima or last of maxima. So what you can do, so there are different steps actually to find out. For example, first we try to determine what is your the maximum height in the union. So that means we cover the union of all the no shapes, each and every membership values, and then we try to find out what is the supermum of entire, what is the least upper bound. Okay, and then we try to find out the first of maxima, because here the first of maxima is there. So we here try to find out the first of maxima. Then first of maxima, how it is determined? It is determined by infimum function, so that is by the greatest lower bound. Again here, if you see, this works on the height only. So whatever height we have determined the first step, okay, so on that particular first step we try to determine the infimum, that is the greatest lower bound. So first we try to find out the least upper bound, and then on that we try to find out the greatest lower bound. Now after that we try to find out what is the last maxima in that. Okay, so after this the last maxima is found, and that will be your x star point. So first of maxima we try to find out, and then we try to find out the last of maxima in the bracket. You can reverse also. First you can do last of maxima, and then you can do first of maxima in that way also. So if you see the graph, this is the particular graph, and from this particular graph, it is determined from the graph, it's visible. So from the graph you can always will be able to predict that, for example here, if I try to find out first of maxima, so I can see from the graph that which is the first of maxima. This is, according to me, this is the this graph is the maximum graph with the maximum area. So I can say that in this particular graph somewhere the x star value will be there. So by this also I can determine where my, according to first of maxima, where my x star could be. But yeah, obviously we have to do all these steps: first step, second step, and third step. Anyway, the questions will not be asked on this particular method. Okay, only the questions are asked on centroid method and uh, center of mass method. Okay, so only two methods are there, that's it. So based on that they will ask you the question. So these are only for your short note purpose. Just wait, one call is coming. Just wait for 2 minutes. हेलो. हाँ हाँ, वॉचमैन यहाँ पे रख दीजिए. हेलो. हाँ. अच्छा, आप ऊपर आ रहे क्या? नहीं, एक्चुअली मैं ज़रा बिजी हूँ, तो आप ऊपर आ रहे क्या? हाँ, मैं मीटिंग में था एक्चुअली, तो आप आ जाओ. ओके, ऑनलाइन मीटिंग चल रहा है मेरा. नहीं, मुझे एक्चुअली 1.5 आवर लगेगा. एक मिनट. आप हो किधर अभी? तो एक मिनट रुको, एक मिनट. तो मेरी बिल्डिंग के नीचे दिख रहा है कोई पार्सल? हाथ दिखाना जरा वहाँ से. हाँ हाँ, ऊपर खिड़की में देखो, थर्ड फ्लोर. तो ऊपर थे, उसको बोलो ना ऊपर आके बोलो. मालूम नहीं है वो क्या बोल रहा था कुछ. तो बोलो ऊपर आके बोलो, ऊपर तो आने देगा. अभी वो फोन नहीं लगेगा उसको. दिख रहा है क्या वो? बोल दो ना उसको ऊपर आने को. यहाँ से आवाज नहीं. दो पैकेट है. वॉचमैन कर रहा है ना, जब अलाउड है ऊपर आने तो ये ठीक है उसको. Yeah. Uh, okay. Whether my voice is coming?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, okay, this was the for this particular problem. I told you to leave the page. We are solving another problem. This problem. Okay. So I told you to solve this particular problem by using centroid method, center of mass method, center of sums method. Sorry. So by using these two methods only in the exam, it comes for 10 marks. Okay. Now, so we have drawn the first graph, second graph. These are the questions given, and then we try to draw this particular graph. This is called as the finite union graph, that is superimposed graph. And I told you how to draw this particular graph. If you want, if you can draw all the graphs together, and then you can simply remove the inner boundaries and just take the outer boundaries. And then finally, what you have to do, whatever graph is coming, the final output, you have to divide into different shapes, different area of shapes, so that you can find out certain, certain calculation like area and all. So here, if you see, I have divided this entire graph into the first one. First one as a triangle, second rectangle, third is the big, this one bigger rectangle, then the fifth this triangle, and then one more triangle I've divided this one, okay, smaller one. Now, uh, for this particular triangle, okay, for this particular triangle, we will require this point also. So whenever this kind of things are there, like intersection is there, you just find out the intersection point. And I told you how to determine the intersection point. So how to determine, for example, if you see here, I have written y equal to 0.7. So if you see this particular line which is going parallel to x-axis, this is the equation of this particular line is y equal to constant, right? So y equal to 0.7, and the another line which is intersecting is this one. So this line ka equation is y equal to x minus 2, right? So first line is y equal to 0.7, second line is y equal to x minus 2. Now since here directly the y value we know, so what we can do, we can substitute this y value inside this second equation to determine what will be the x coordinate. So if we determine, if we substitute 0.7, and we get what, x equal to 2.7, right? So now we got both the coordinates, x coordinate is 2.7 and y coordinate is 0.7. So till here everything is clear. If anybody is having doubt, please ask me regarding drawing of this particular graph or dividing into number of areas. Okay, you are independent. Okay, it's up to you. You can, it's up to you in what way. For example, I can for example, if I'll get here, let's say this is one square, right? And this is one triangle, upper triangle. So it's up to me in what way I will try to divide the area, but the final answer will should match. So anybody is having doubt, please ask me. Otherwise, we can move ahead. Okay. So let's move ahead. So what I want, you write first centroid method and draw. These are four columns. First column is what, area segment number. Make one column, okay, where we'll be writing the first area, second area, third area, fourth area, and fifth area, right? Then second is area column where we'll be calculating the area. Third is x bar column, and fourth is ax bar. Okay, so make just four column. All of you, please make four column. First one is area segment number or area number, whatever you can call. For example, here in the graph, we are divided into number of area. That's what I want. Okay, serial number of that particular area. For example, first area, second area, third area, like that. So area segment number, and second is area itself, where we'll be calculating the area for that particular shape. And third one is x bar, and fourth is ax bar, area multiplied by x bar. Okay, all of you done? Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
So can you show that table again of areas?
yeah. So now let's go to the first area. So if we try to see the first area, this is the first area, right? So if you see the point, this is 0, 1, 2. So okay, what will be the formula for area of a triangle? So it's 1 by 2 base into height, right? Please remember the formula. Area calculation for triangle is what? 1 by 2 into base into height. So if we try to calculate the base is what? 2 unit, 1 unit and 2 unit, 0 to 2, right? And what is the height? If we try to calculate the height, it's what? 0.7. Clear? So it's 0.7. So the formula will be what? 1 by 2 into 2 into 0.7. So we will just try to calculate. If you see here, 1 by 2 into 2 into 0.7. So that will come out to 0.7 because 2 will be cancelled. Okay. Now we will try to find out what is x bar. So how to determine the x bar? So this x bar is what? It's the x bar is your the centroid point. So centroid point for this particular triangle, right? So for determining the centroid point, we need all the three coordinates, all the 3 points of that particular triangle. So this is the first point where the coordinate is what? 0 comma 0, right? The this first point, and then this is the second point. So its coordinate will be what? First, always write the x coordinate. So x coordinate is 2, and what is its height is 0 because it's lying on the x-axis. Then this particular point, right? So the coordinate for that one will be what? First, always write the x coordinate. So x coordinate is what? X coordinate we got as 2.7. Okay, and then sorry, x coordinate is 2, coordinate is to this particular point. Okay, I'm talking about this point, and then the height is what? 0.7. Okay, so we are having these 3 points: 0, 0, 2 comma 0, and the third point is what? 2 comma 0.7. So the x bar will be what? Just simply the addition of x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. Okay, so you can write down the formula: x1 plus x2 and plus x3 divided by 3. So just calculate: 0 plus 2 plus 2 divided by 3. So it's what? 4 divided by 3. Okay, so that will be what? 1.33. Right? All of you got this? How to determine the x bar? If you are having any doubt, please ask me. So I got now x bar for this particular
Lord,
triangle. Yeah. Yes.
how did you guys solve x1 plus x2 plus 3 so for how? Matlab, can you just explain it back?
I didn't get your voice. What you are saying?
Uh, X bar, sir. How do you get x1 plus x2 plus x3, sir? For x.
That is formula. That is formula for
Oh,
determining the centroid of a triangle.
okay,
So
sir.
okay, so let's say suppose assume here the centroid will be, so it will be having two coordinates x and y. So the centroid is denoted by x bar and y bar. Okay, and to find out the x bar, we say x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. To determine the y bar, we can find out y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. So this is a formula. Okay, this is a formula. So we got this 1.33. Now what we will do, we will complete the table. We will substitute here 1.33, and then we will just multiply this area by x bar. So we will get 0.931. Okay, 0.931. So what I will suggest, see, we will get the values in points. Okay, so up to 4 point you can take, so that everybody's answer will be common, right? After point you should take 4 digit, up to 4 digit. Then let's take the second. Second is what? Second area is this rectangle. Second area is this rectangle. So what is the area formula, area calculation formula for rectangle? It's simply length into breadth. So if we consider this as a length, so 1 unit is there, 2 to 3, 1 unit is there, and this is how much? It's 0.7, right? So 1 into 0.7. If you see here, the formula 1 into 0.7, and it is what? 0.7. Clear? Now let's determine what will be the x bar for that particular rectangle, x bar. So if you see here, for this rectangle, it's 2 to 3. Okay, this point is 2 and this point is 3. So 1 unit is there. Now for rectangle, you just simply calculate the middle point. Okay, so if this is the, if this is 1 unit, so obviously 0.5 unit will be the middle point, right? All of you, this is the middle point. So here in 2 to 3, I will take 0.5 unit, and I have to determine this x bar. I have to determine this x bar. See, if this is a triangle, we can directly calculate by using the formula, so we don't have to worry at all. But this is a rectangle, so we can take the middle point of this one. Middle point of this one is what? 0.5 first of all. Now, so from here to here, from this particular point to this particular point, this is what? How much distance? It's 0.5. And then from origin, how much this 2 point is there? Okay, so from origin it's 1 and 2 unit is there. So this point is located at 2.5. I hope all of you understood this, how I determine this x bar for this particular rectangle. So for determining the x bar for this particular rectangle, what I did, I just checked which is the middle point of this one. So I calculated that, because this is only 1 unit, right? This is only 1 unit. So I just did what? 1 unit divided by 2, because I want to calculate the half point of that. So this is 0.5. And for this for this point, how much far from this particular origin? Okay, so I just calculated 1 unit at 2 unit. So this 2 is 2 unit apart, this particular point, and plus 0.5. So this is what? This is calculated to be 2.5. Is there any doubt in this? So,
Sir,
yeah.
how do you distinguish the different area segments? Like, there's a little bit confusion.
So this area segments, it's you are free to mark all these area segments. It's up to you.
So
Okay,
we can take them anyhow.
it's up to you. It's up to you. For example, if you know how to calculate, right? If you know how to calculate and you are able to write the formula, then you can divide the area according to you. Absolutely, there is no problem. Clear?
Yes, all right.
So this is the best way I could find out, but it's up to you. For example, you can take this as a entire rectangle. This will be a one area, right? And then this is one triangle, and this is one rectangle. This is one triangle, and this one. So I can reduce one particular area. So I can divide into four parts also, right? So it's totally up to you. There is no hard and fast rule how it should be divided. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I got 2.5, and then so first we calculated the area, that is 1 into 0.7, 0.7. Then x bar we determine 2.5. Then just simply multiply, right? My answer may not be accurate, so please all of you do it and then you just write over there, because I know these answers are not right, and for so many years I know these answers are not so accurate, but I kept the same thing because I always wanted the students to solve the problem, and they used to come out with the answer, and then they used to match with each other. So it's best to you all people just solve it and match the answer. Okay, calculate this multiplication, and then let's go to the third area.
So can you repeat the X bar part of?
This X bar, okay? So this
Yeah.
X bar, how to determine? Uh, this is a centroid for this particular. So this is a rectangle. This is a rectangle, and it's from the origin. This is the origin 0, and this point, first point is 2. So let me mark here, it will be more clear. Right? So this is 0, 1, 2, and this is 3. Now I know that the centroid for this particular rectangle will be the half of this one. Okay, so this is only 1 unit. So what I did, this 1 unit divided by 2, so somewhere here the half point will come. Okay, so this point I want to find out, but from origin. So from origin, what is the distance for this particular point? So from the origin, this is 1 unit, 2 unit, and this is 0.5, so 2.5. Clear? Now it's clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can determine this 2.5 and multiply. Now let's go to the third area. The third area is this bigger rectangle. Okay, so if you see, the width is what, 3 to 4, so that is 1 unit only. And if you see this particular height, okay, because we have to calculate length into there, so this height is 1, right? This height is 1, the top is 1. So the formula for area will be what, 1 into 1, right? And area will be 1 only. And then how to determine the X bar? So we know that for the X bar, just this is 1 unit, so this will be 0.5. But from the origin, it is how much? So from the origin, this is 3 and plus this 0.5, so this will be 3.5. I hope this is clear. See here, this is the bigger rectangle. This one, third area is bigger rectangle. I want to determine the area for this one. So this is 1 unit, the base is 1 unit, 1 multiplied by the height is also 1 unit. Okay, so 1 into 1, I will get 1 only the area. Then if I want to determine the X bar for this particular figure, so X bar will be what, the since this is 1 unit, so I will divide this by 2, I will get that 0.5. And this particular point is how much far from the origin, right? So from the origin, this is already 3 units, 0, 1, 2, 3 units, and plus this 0.5, so it's what, 3.5. X bar will be 3.5. So we can do what? Why it's 1 into 0.7? One, two, three, four. Okay, so there is a confusion. I think this will be okay. Okay, I understood. I think this upper one area, I forgot to mark. It must be 4 then, because 1, 2, 3, 5, and this is okay. This is looking 4. So if this is third area, entire area is there, then it has to be 1. Yeah, for this is fourth one. So this is the third area. Then it must be 1 over here. Please correct this. So we are calculating the area for this one, third one, and this is the bigger rectangle, and the height is 1. Okay, so 1 into 1, the area will be 1. Please correct this. So we got that you will get 1. Okay, this is not 0.7. This should be 1, and then you can determine the X bar. X bar will be 3.5, and then just simply multiply it by 3.5 into 1. So you will get here 3.5. Clear, all of you? Okay, now let's go to the fourth area. So please don't copy this one. This is wrong over here. The third one is what? 1 into 1. So it should be 1. And then the X bar should be what? 3.5. And this final answer should be 3.5. Now let's go to the fourth one. Okay, this is the fourth one. This is smaller triangle. So let me draw this. So this triangle, if you see, if you see this particular point, this point is what? 3. It's at 3, comma 0.7. This point is 3, comma 0.7. I hope you can mark from your notebook clearly. 3, comma 0.7. This point. Then the above point, this point. This is again 3, comma 1. 3, comma 1. This point. And this point, this is the intersection point, right? This one, the intersection point which we determine. So this is 2.7. 2.7 into 0.7. So we got 3 points. Now, first of all, we want to determine what is the area for this particular triangle. So to determine the area of this particular triangle, we should know what is this particular width. Okay. So what is the distance of this one from this point to this point? So this is 2.7. We can just simply see the x coordinate 2.7. It's very simple, right? From the figure also it's visible. 2.7 to 3. So what will be the total width of this one? 3 minus 2.7, right? So it will be 0.3 into what is height? So height is what? This triangle height is what? So it's 1 minus, because this is what? This point is 1 minus 0.7, right? 1 minus 0.7. So this is again 0.3, and it should be multiplied by 1/2. Whether all of you understood this?
So how did you get the intersection point?
Intersection point we determined by see, we had equation of both the lines. This line is parallel to y-axis, and its equation is what? Y equal to 0.7. So there are two lines. One is y equal to 0.7. So this line is parallel to x-axis, and another line is given y equal to x minus 2. I think y equal to x minus 2. So this line is this one. This line equation. So this line equation is given.
So got it, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just substitute y value inside this, and you will get x coordinate, and y coordinate we already have 0.7. So this is the intersection point 2.7 and 0.7. And just by looking at carefully, and you can calculate what is the length of this one and this one, right? So just calculate the area for this particular triangle. Then now the second thing is to calculate the x bar for this particular triangle. So for x bar, we don't have to worry. We can directly apply the formula. Okay. So what will be the formula for x bar? X bar will be, we know all the 3 points. So it will be 2.7 plus 3 plus 3, okay, and divided by 3. So you can just calculate this. All the 3 points x coordinate addition divided by 3. So you can calculate, you will get something 2.9, just check it. And this area is what? 1/2 divided by 0.3, you will get 0.045. And finally, just multiply both the things. Got this? And then let's go to the fifth. Fifth is what? This triangle, bigger triangle. So if you see, the area for this particular triangle will be 1/2 divided by this width. So this is 2 unit. Okay. So 1/2 into 2 divided by this height is what? 1, right? So 1/2 into 2 into 1. So you can calculate the area, and then to determine the x bar, so you must know the 3 coordinates. you must know the 3 coordinates. So the first coordinate is what, 4 comma 0, second coordinate is what, 6 comma 0, and this third coordinate will be what, 4 comma 1, 4 comma 1, because the height is 1. Okay, height is 1, and then the x coordinate is what, 4. So 4 comma 1. We can determine 4 plus 6 plus the above point is also 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 6 divided by 3, you can get x bar. So if you try to calculate, you will get 4.66, and the area is what, this one. So simply multiply, you will get 4.66 something. Then how to calculate your x bar finally? So this is defudgified value. So the formula is what, sigma a x bar divided by sigma s. That means the summation of all these values in this particular column. So you can just put one line over here and you can do just the summation of this entire column. Okay, put one line below and just calculate summation of this one. Similarly, you can just calculate the summation of all the areas. So you can put one line over here and calculate the summation of these areas. Okay, and then simply divide this summation divided by the area summation. Okay, you will get something 3.18. I don't know, you can check it. Centroid method. All of you got answer? Okay, see here. So this is a centroid method. I purposely didn't show you again the formula and all, because I wanted to solve that first, and then we are coming to this particular method. Okay, so let's see. So we have seen this particular method. This method, yeah. So this method is also known as center of mass, center of area, or center of gravity method. So it is the most commonly used method. The defudgified output x star is defined as x star is given by integration of mu c x into x dx upon mu c x into dx. So if we see here, what we are doing, we are actually calculating the area and we are multiplying by x bar. So this is nothing but it's doing the same thing. If I don't know whether in the second semester it was there to calculate the area of some sectional part and all. Centroid must be there in your maths. I don't know, because when I used to study at that time, it was there in the second semester. But now I don't know the syllabus of maths. So, but anyway, leave that particular thing, because many students are there from the diploma also. Will not going to understand. So what we do actually here, actually we are calculating that area and we are multiplying by this x bar. So if we don't want to calculate the integration, we can simply do, we can do by the integration also. We can just take one cross sectional part and we can multiply by the x and we can just integrate it. Otherwise, the second method is what, we can just simply calculate the each area for each and every part, and we can calculate the x bar for that particular area. We can simply multiply, sum it, and divide by the summation of all the area, divide by summation of all the area. So in short, we'll be able to determine this centroid. Okay, I hope now it must be clear to you. So what we do normally for centroid method, we just calculate, first of all make the table. Okay, and just try to fill that particular table. Calculate the, for every area segment number, calculate the area x bar, multiply that, calculate summation of this particular column and summation of this column, then divide the summation of these divided by summation of these. That's it, and you will get the x bar, x star. So all of you got the answer? I don't know what is the exact answer. It must be near about 3.18 or 16. I don't know.
Yes, sir, it is 3.18.
Yeah, it must be around 3.1. Okay, so this is the centroid method. Now let's go to the center of mass method. Okay, center of mass method. So for center of mass method, we can determine this x star equal to, sorry, center of sum method. The center of mass already we did. This is center of sum method. So how to determine this? Here what we do, this is applicable to, let's first see the definition. Center of sum. So, this is center of sum. So here also if you see integration is there, x into sigma of mu c I x dx upon, again this integration is there, then I equal to 1 to n mu c I x dx. Now this method employs the algebraic sum of the individual fuzzy subset. So what it's telling you that this method employs the algebraic sum of the individual fuzzy subsets instead of their union. So this method is applicable to what? It's not applicable to output graph. It's applicable directly to the input graph. Okay. So individually we have to apply on each and every individual graph, and then we have to calculate it. So the calculations are very fast, but the main drawback is that the intersecting areas are added twice. So obviously if we will going to calculate the area of each and every shape, and then we try to add it, so definitely in the superimposed diagram the intersected area will be added twice. So this is a formula. Let's see how to first solve this particular thing. If you see the graph wise, suppose this is one graph, this is second input graph, and this is the final output graph, right? So if we try to draw it, this intersected area, because what we will do, we will calculate over here the area of this particular part plus area of this entire shape. We will going to add this. So if we will calculate the area of this one and this one, so obviously this intersected area will be added twice. But anyway, this is how we will going to calculate. So let's go to the sum. So remember one thing, this is applicable to input graph. Okay, so we will not apply this on output graph. So if we see here, the input graph, first one is this one and second is this one. So let's go to the formula. X star is equal to first.
So why is it applicable to input graph?
Sorry, I didn't get your voice.
Sir, I missed the part. Sir, I missed the part where you said it is applicable to the input graph.
This method is applicable to the input graph. It's not applicable to the final output graph. Okay, so we don't have to apply this method on this graph. We don't have to make we don't have to make the output graph for this particular method. We can simply just look at the question of the input graph and we can start directly applying on the input graph. So no need to make the output graph. Clear?
Okay, sir.
This thing, the X bar directly on the input graph. No need to work on this particular output graph.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Because this is not the centroid. Okay, this is just center of sums method. So we can simply calculate the area, multiply by X bar, and then add that with the another area, and then just divide by all the areas. So let's go over there. First area is what? First area is this one. The first graph. It is a trapezoidal. Okay, it is a trapezoidal. So we want to calculate the area for this trapezoidal. So you should know the formula to calculate the area for this particular trapezoidal. So the formula is, if you see here, just remember this formula. Okay, so directly you can calculate the you can directly calculate the area. So it's 1/2, just like our triangle. It's 1/2 into whatever is the base width, let's say, right? So in trapezoidal, there are two lines which are parallel to each other, right? There are two lines which are parallel to each other. So what you can do, you can add both the lines. So this is a summation of both the lines. summation of both the lines, and multiplied by this is the x bar we will calculate. So let's go over here. So what is the height of this one? Height of this one is what? 0.7, right? So 1 by 2 into height, that is 0.7, into the summation of both the parallel lines. So one parallel line is what? This one, okay? The another parallel line is what? This one. So what is the length of parallel line? So entire length for this particular parallel line will be, it's 1 unit or 2 unit. Let's check, it must be, it's 1 unit, okay? This is 1 unit. And the below one length is what? This is 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit. Sorry, this one, okay. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. So below total length is what? 4 unit, and this is 1 unit, okay? So sum of the parallel lines is what? This is 5. And what is the height of this one? The height of this one is what? Parallelogram is what? 0.7. So the formula is like this: 1 by 2 into height into sum of the parallel lines. So that is the area calculation, area formula, multiplied by x bar. So how to calculate the x bar for this particular parallelogram? It's similar to your square or rectangle only. So just determine the middle point of this one. So middle point of this one will be what? 0 to 4. So 0 to 4, that means the 4 unit divided by 2. So it will be 2 only. And this is from the origin only. So no need to find out from the origin, because this is directly situated at the origin. So it's 2 only, right? The middle, the x bar is what? 2. So multiply by 2. This is the first area. Then this plus the second area will be what? This one. So if we try to calculate the area for this particular is what? This is height is what? 1. So 1 by 2 multiplied by 1 into, this is 1 by 2 into 1 into the sum of the parallel line. So this is one parallel line. So 1 plus this unit, this length is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So 4 plus 1, 5, right? So this is the area multiplied by what is x bar. So for x bar, you just determine the middle point of this one. So this is how much unit? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 divided by 2. So 2, that means at this particular point. So this is total 2 unit. From the origin, how far it is? So from the origin, this point is what? 1 and 2. 2 units plus this 2 units. So total 4 unit is there. So this x bar is what? 4. So multiply that. So 1 by 2 into 1 into 2 plus 4. It's not, it must not be 2 because the height is 1. So this is wrong, okay? It should be 4 plus 1. So 1 by 2 into 1 into 4 plus 1 multiplied by 4. This is your x bar. Divided by only whatever you are writing in the bracket, okay? That is the area. So here in the denominator, you can just simply add all the areas, okay? Because the formula is something like this. We are multiplying the area with the x bar. We are doing the summation, and then we are dividing by the all the areas. So what is different between this particular method and the previous method? If we see here in this particular method, we are directly applying on the input graph. So one drawback is there: whatever is the intersected area, only that will be added twice. Okay, this is a drawback, but the calculation is very fast, because you can see here directly we are not trying to make any output graph. In fact, we are simply directly applying on the input graph, and we are calculating what is the x star. But in the previous case, in the centroid case, first of all, we have to make the output graph, and then the output graph we will have to divide into number of areas, and then we have to calculate all the areas, multiply that by x bar. Okay, then do the summation of last column and the divide by the second column, you will get the answer. So if we try to see the answer, here it's coming 3.26. I don't know what will be the answer. I think 0.02 or 0.05 difference will be there. So with this, you will get 3.2 somewhere around. And by the first method, you got 3.18. Just check it. Done?
So in the
Ah,
previous method or in the formula, there was a integration sign, right?
right.
So why are we doing summation while dividing in the answer?
See, okay. See, suppose this is what a square, right? And let's consider a small part of this particular square. Clear? Right? If I want to calculate the area of this entire square, I can take, let's say, the length is 0 to 2, and so this is a square. So let's say all the length are 2, all the sides are 2. Clear? Now, if I want to calculate the area for this particular entire square, I can take this small area. Let's say this is as a dx, okay, right? So x into dx, and we can integrate from 0 to 2. That means from this particular limit to this limit, we can take a small part, and we can just simply integrate over this particular limit, and we can calculate. We'll be able to calculate the area of this entire square. Right, so this is the idea why we use the integration. By just considering the small part, we will be able to calculate the area for the entire figure. Okay, so if you see in the formula, it's area, because it's integration, because we want to calculate the area for all the shape. So since it's a long gap for you people, because the integration we study normally in first year or in the 12th, then after that we never study that integration derivatives. So that's why I solve this particular sum by some other method, so we don't have to apply the integration directly. So if you see the formula, see here, one small part is being taken, okay, x into dx, and this will be the membership value. It will be anything membership value, and then we are integrating over some limit. Okay, here the limit we cannot put in the formula directly, so whatever is the shape, according to that it will take, and then by using that particular integration we can solve it. And this is what, this is your x bar, and this is mu c x into dx. This is small part multiplied by this dx. So this is the integration format, and then divide by the summation of all the areas. So if you see, this one is the area calculation. So if the figure is having multiple shapes, okay, let's say the figure is having 5 different shapes, so obviously we will have to apply this for the 5 different shapes. Then only it will cover the entire area.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And if you see this particular formula, here, first the area summation is taken, okay, so that it will have the entire area, and then after that multiply with the x and then take the integration. Okay, so there is a little bit difference from this particular method and the previous method. First the sum is taken and then the integration is there. So anyway, how we can differentiate, we can directly apply this particular method on the input graph, and the last method directly on the final output graph. So there will be little bit difference. It's not much difference in the answer also. If you see, if the final answer may vary with the 0.02 0.02 something. What is the answer you got, all of you?
3.176.
3.176, and with the first one you got 3.18, but all of you got 3.176.
Yes, sir.
Just check it, little bit difference will be there.
Sir, I got 3.26.
3.26, I feel that is proper. I don't know. Just check with other also.
So the second part in your sum has a little mistake, I guess.
Where? Which one?
So yeah, just a little bit above. Yeah, scroll a little bit up.
Hmm. This one?
Center
Where
of sums method.
center of sums method. Yeah.
So I guess so the summation of the second part, like half into 1 into 5 into 4, that
Right.
should be 10. That shouldn't be 12.
So somewhere this one, these 5, right?
Yes, sir. So
Uh-huh.
you have written down in the second step that is equal to 3.5 plus 12. So I guess in place of 12,
Okay.
it should be
So
10.
so please don't copy all of you. Just try to calculate and just check the answer. Because my answer is not right. That is there. Because this is wrong only. So you just calculate. Just check the majority of you are matching, then that's fine. And all of you can take, don't approximate only till 2 point, because then it will vary the answer. So at least you can take till 4 point. So if this problem, all of you can post the answer and then you can match. Huh? Don't be dependent on this particular answer. But now, please remember this. You don't have to worry about that integration and all. If in the exam this question is asked, simply you have to apply this particular method. So for the centroid method, you draw the final output graph, and on the output graph you divide into number of areas and then complete that particular table, okay, and calculate. If the center of a sums method is asked, then directly apply on the input graph and calculate the answer. That's it. Finished, all of you? Okay. Now the third point I gave you, what? That is weighted average. To calculate by weighted average. So if you see here, the final output graph is what? It's symmetrical. So this method is valid for symmetrical output membership function only. Okay, so the what is the formula for this one is what? X star is given by, for example, height of this one is, let me reduce some. Okay. So x star is given by what? 0.5 multiplied by this middle point A plus 0.8. So height of this one is 0.8. It's not 1. 0.8 multiplied by this B divided by 0.5 plus 0.8. So in the similar way, you can calculate for that particular graph what is the height multiplied by the middle point of the first one, then plus the height multiplied by the middle of the second graph divided by 0.5 plus 0.8. In the similar way, you can calculate for your graph.
So how are we considering these two graphs to be symmetrical?
Wait. Yeah. So if you see, this is one. If we draw these, okay, this is one, this a trapezoidal, and this is one trapezoidal, okay. If we completely draw this is one trapezoidal and this is another trapezoidal.
So just this shape should be same, like
Yeah,
even though they're
yeah.
okay, sir.
Okay. Now be ready to solve this particular problem by yourself. I'll give the time. Okay. As in 10-15 minutes, just try to solve this.
Sir, could you just show the result of that weighted average method?
I don't, I mean, I have not solved over here. So please match the answer. I have not solved that. Okay. So please get the answer. So this will be this graph if I'll take. So middle of that one, please determine. Okay. And then height is given 0.7. So just apply by using that particular formula and you will get the answer.
So can you repeat the formula for weighted average?
Yeah, let me show you again. Suppose if this is a graph, okay. So here also see, suppose this is the final graph is given. So the first one is this one. Just determine the middle point of that one, okay. Middle point of that one is A and the height is what 0.5. So the formula will be what 0.5 into A, the first part, plus this is second graph. So middle point is B and its height is actually 0.8. So 0.8 height multiplied by that middle point, okay. Height multiplied by that middle point, summation of that divided by that height, both the heights 0.5 plus 0.8. In the similar way determine for that one also.
So can you repeat once again? A and B.
Okay, so suppose that these two graphs are given, right? Output graph, there also you are having two output graph like this and both are symmetric, both are trapezoidal. So if I want to determine by using weighted average, just multiply by the weight to that particular middle point. Okay. So for this particular graph, I have determined this is the middle point A. For this particular graph, I have determined this is middle point B. If you see the formula, it's height into point A, the first one, plus the second height, this height multiplied by this point B, divided by the summation of both the heights. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just match your answer because I have not solved this one by using weighted average. Anyway, the answers are also not the right, so you can match with yourself. If 5-6 people are getting the same answer, that means that will be the correct. So now we will solve the second problem. Okay, write the question. Find x star or a defuzzified value by using first centroid method and second center of sums method. By using first centroid method and second center of sums method. By using first centroid method and second center of sums method. So first graph is given this one. This is x-axis and this is mu of x. If you see, this is a small trapezoidal shape is given with the height. This height is given over here, 0.3. Okay, this is 0.3, and this is from 0 to 5. So please make this the first graph, all of you. So in the question paper, I told you that it will be given anywhere, right? So, but on our answer sheet, we have to draw in a proper way, one below the other. Finished first graph, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then draw the second graph. So this is
Yes, sir.
yeah, this is from 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3 to 7. And the height is 0.5. Height is 0.5. So this graph will be given like this. I'll just show you, otherwise. So it will be given like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. And then here, let's say it's 0.5. And from 3 to 4, right? From 3 to 4, then 6 to 7. 6 to 7. So this is a graph is given to you. This is second graph. Completed? So first one is A1 set, second is A2 set is given. And third, one more graph is given. So one more graph is given. That is a A3 fuzzy set. And if you see this one, the height is 1, then it's 5 to 6, then 1 unit, and then 7 to 8. So all of you please draw the graph, or then we will finish this because I have to go. I have one urgent work. So I'm just leaving 15 minutes early. I have to go for my daughter vaccination. So I got the appointment. So just draw this graph and you try to solve by the first problem, and then in the next lecture I'll show you. So you just keep ready this solution, and then we can match. Copy the properly question. This is the third graph. Done? Done, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then finally, you can draw a graph like this for centroid. You know that it's a superimposed graph. Okay, you can find out the union of graph, and then you can divide this into different areas. So you divide the areas according to your convenience, right? And then apply your logic and try to solve it. So I've solved by using the centroid method, and then the next one is by center of sums method. Answers are not proper, so you just solve it by your method. Okay, first try to solve the first one properly, the first problem which we solved, and exactly in the similar way try to solve this particular problem, and then we will see in the next lecture. Okay, all of you. So I'm going now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you,
all.
sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Any Mandar is there?
Yes, sir.
Mandar, please send the attendance later. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye. Thanks a lot.